Hello, students of class 7. I hope you are well. Today, we're going to read a chapter that talks about one of the most entertaining and appealing sports of modern times. You have guessed it right. Today, we're going to read the story of cricket. This chapter talks about the story of cricket in a historical perspective, the continuity of the game down the ages, and its emergence as the most popular modern sport of entertainment. This chapter is divided in three parts, where the first part talks about the evolution of cricket, how it came to be the game we watch it as today. The second part talks about the history of Indian cricket, and the third part talks about how cricket became so popular, what technologies helped him make it that. So, let's begin. Before we start, let's learn something about our author Ramachandra Guha. Ramachandra Guha is an Indian writer who has multiple interests like environment, society, economics, politics, contemporary history, and along with that, obviously, the cricket. He is a famous columnist for the important newspapers, national newspapers like the Telegraph, Hindustan Times, and the Hindi daily newspaper Amar Ujala. He is also a gifted historian. He is recognized by American Historical Association, which is a great honor, and only three Indian historians have been recognized by this association, like Romila Thapar, Jagannath Sarkar, and lastly Ramachandra Guha. The notable works by Ramachandra Guha includes Gandhi Before India, India After Gandhi, Makers of Modern India, A Corner of Foreign Field, and many more. So, there are very few people who would not know what cricket is. All of us somehow have ever watched or witnessed this game. So let's still give a primary basic background of this game. This game is a basic bat and ball game played between the two teams. Both of these teams have 11 players each, and this game is mainly played in the center of a field. This center of the field, the batting ground is called a pitch. This pitch is consisted of 22 yards. Each side of this pitch has a wicket, which consists of three stumps. Balanced on these three stumps are two bails. When each team takes turn for playing, and when a team bowls, they can have all the 11 players right on the ground, but the batting team can only have two players at a time. This team, the batsmen, try to score run by hitting the ball, and the opposite team tries to prevent it. The tries of the bowlers also includes, they also try to out the batsmen to make them out of the game, and like this, one after other, the batsman takes their place. When one batsman gets out, another one takes its place until the all 11 batsmen gets out. The whole match is monitored by two umpires who remain on the field, and these two umpires are assisted by a third umpire, and also match referee in international matches to avoid conflicts. Now let's start the first part of this text. As I have already told you, this part talks about the evolution of cricket. Cricket as a game was developed in England. It was originated in England almost 500 years ago. Back at the time, the game was really very simple. It was basically a stick of wood with which a ball was struck. The bat itself, the stick of wood, has changed its shape throughout these 5 centuries. In the left hand side, you can see a picture which depicts the evolution of a cricket bat. You can see at the very first picture, the cricket bat looks almost like a hockey stick. Secondly, it was a thin strip of wood. Then the blade took place, and the manner and the size of blade varied in the last 2 centuries, 20th and 21st. Cricket matches have many distinct characteristics. The other matches, they have a certain time period to finish the match. Cricket also has it, but the time limit is considerably longer than the other sports. A cricket match nowadays, it can go on for 5 days at most. These matches are called test match. There are right now there are 3 international forms of cricket: test, one-day tournaments, and 2020 internationals. How did that came to happen? In the beginning, the longest time of a cricket match was 3 days. After that, it was extended to 5 days test matches. In these test matches, there are no limit of overs. Every over consists of 6 balls, and until and unless a team exhausts all the batsmen gets out, the team can continue playing. So that is how the test match can go on for 5 days. But obviously, it was a little bit longer and it was not possible for all the busy people to follow. So, to make cricket more entertaining, one day internationals were introduced. These internationals consist of 50 overs. Each group play 50 overs. And then, even after that, for the last 2 decades, we have witnessed the 2020 internationals where each team can play an innings of 20 overs. This cricket has also another peculiarity. The length of pitch is mentioned, as I have already told you, it is 22 yard or roughly 20 meters. But the size and the shape of the cricket ground is not mentioned in the cricket laws. The ground can be oval, the ground can be round, and the size can be anything. And that is why in some cricket grounds it is easier to score, and in the other grounds it is not. Just like that, in the text, the author mentions the two two cricket grounds in a Melbourne cricket ground and another Firoz Shah Kotla in Delhi. In the left hand side, you can see the cricket ground of Firoz Shah Kotla. The size is approx 56 meters to 60 meters, and it has a capacity of 41,820 people. The audience can be of this much. But you will see the cricket ground of Melbourne is almost double in size, which is 171 into 146 meter, and it can seat more than 1 lakh audience. As we have already seen that cricket is one of the oldest games to be played. It has been being played for more than 500 years. And that is why the laws, the rules of the cricket were also drawn up long ago in the year 1744. Here, to resolve confusions and contradictions and conflicts. Two umpires and later three, they were decided upon. Around this time, gradually, the formation of cricket was also fixed upon, that how the pitch should be 22 yards, the length of the stump of the wickets, the weight of the ball, which is fixed on 5.5 to 5 and 3/4 ounces. All these rules were fixed by the laws of cricket, which was drawn up on 1744. Around 1780, the cricket has been a major sport, and the time limit of a cricket match could be 3 days. At that time, it was called a first class match. And 1780 was also important for another reason, as this was the first time a six seam cricket ball was introduced. If you see the picture very clearly, you will be able to count six lines of stitches in the ball. That is why this kind of balls are called six seam balls. And still, till nowadays, this kind of ball is being used. Cricket has been evolved in many ways. Not only the length of the pitch and manner of the playing and the laws have changed, but also the equipments, like the main equipments of bat and ball. You have already seen how the shape of the bat have been evolved, and how the ball's size and weight has been fixed upon. There is another thing also. Still nowadays, as I have already told you, that cricket was originated in England, in rural England, and till today, cricket stays true to its origin. The main equipments like the bat, ball, wicket are still made out of the natural products. They are not made by industrial materials. The bat is made of leather, twine, and cork. Each bat has two shapes, two parts, the handle and the blade, the portion with which a ball is struck. And this blade is made by the willow tree, and the handle is made by leather, twine, and cork. The ball is also handmade. The stitches that you have seen, it is still done by hands. Unlike the other popular sports like golf and tennis, which have acquired the mannerism of making its equipments through industrial materials like metal and plastic and other lightweight materials, cricket still refuses to do that. All the important materials are made by hand and with natural products. But the industry has encroached upon the sport as well, but in another way. The players who play cricket, they need to be protected for the harm that could be caused by the ball and the bat. So the protective gears that they must wear are nowadays made of industrial products, like the helmets, which is very important to keep a player safe. It is made of metal and synthetic lightweight materials, and the other gloves and pads are made of vulcanized rubber. In the left hand side, you can see the first picture points out the important equipments, the stumps, the bells, the bat, the ball, and the protective gears also, like the pads, the helmet, the gloves, etc. And in the second picture, you can see the equipments clearly. Now let's come to the second part. The second part deals with the history of Indian cricket. How did cricket come to India? We all know that India has been colonized by British people a long time, and it was through them that cricket entered India. In India, cricket at first was played in Mumbai, the then Bombay, by the Parsi businessmen like Tatas and Wadiyas. They were fairly close to the British because they were businessmen, and through them they came to know about the sport and they became very interested in the sport. But the British people did not help them at all to learn the game, and the Parsi businessmen, the Parsi players, learned the game by themselves. There was even a big fight over the playing place of the cricket. In Mumbai, there was a famous place called Bombay Gymkhana, which still resides today. The picture of it you can see in the lower side. This Gymkhana was controlled by the British people and they refused to help the Parsis play there. They refused to let the Parsis play there. So the Parsi team created and formed their own Gymkhana. You can see the picture in right hand side in the lower portion. In the upper side, you can see the first Parsi team, the first Parsi Indian cricket team that toured into England in the year 1886. At that time, we nowadays we know all the famous cricketers, but even back then, almost 300 years ago, the cricket was shaped by a few very talented cricketers. Some of them we still remember, like C.K. Naidu. He was his name is very important in cricket history because he was the first Test captain or the team which played Test cricket in England in the year 1932. Though Naidu was quite past his prime at the time, his cricket playing age was almost over, still he became famous because he was a talented player and also the first Test captain. But there were other important players too, whom the cricketing history does not remember that much, but it should. Like Palwankar Valu, the picture of whom you can see here in your text. He was one of the greatest slow bowlers of his time. There was others like Palwankar Vital and Vijay Merchant. They also shaped the cricket, they shaped the face of Indian cricket for today. Test cricket in India was first time played in the year 1932 and the test captain was C.K. Naidu as already told. So you can see here that India joined the test cricket even before it was independent, even before India was independent. How did it came to be? The reason was that Test cricket was originated in the year 1877, and back at that time, many places were still under the British control, British rule. So places like India, Australia, and the Caribbean countries, they played the cricket team not as independent nation, but the different colonies of British Empire, and that continued till the Second World War, the end of 1945. After all, after that time, these countries gradually came to be independent and joined the cricket by to be as independent nations. Part 3 talks about the final thing, that is how cricket became so popular in India. It was started in Mumbai by a particular sect of people, the Zoroastrians or Parsis. But how India, with its 1.3 billion people became the largest market for cricket. It happened with the advent of technology. Back the time when we still have had only radios, cricket could not be so popular because though people can hear the commentary, they cannot follow the match, and those the people who have never seen a cricket match, they cannot understand the mechanics of the sport only by listening to it. So, cricket became very, very popular with the advent of television. After the invention of television, people can follow cricket no matter wherever it was taking place. In any corner of the world, the cricket was is taking place. People can look at it, people can watch it, and everyone can follow their cricket heroes. Nowadays, that we have the newest technologies like internet and smartphones, it has literally put the cricket in our pocket. So we can follow cricket in wherever we are. And just because of that, the South Asia became the center of cricket. The gravity of it, though cricket was originated in England, the first ICC headquarters was situated in London. But then it shifted to Dubai because one, it was tax free, and secondly, Asia became the largest part, which is the market for cricket. Especially as India, almost everyone, follows cricket and with his large audience. The picture below, you can see how technology allows us to see cricket, to watch cricket with all the very minute detail. How all the analysis comes in front of us when we watch the cricket, how the ball could have gone, where the ball could have gone, the pace, how the stumps fall when a cricketer gets out, the movement of the balls, everything can be followed very minutely, and that makes cricket very, very interesting. And also a coaching equipment too. The children who likes cricket nowadays, they can just watch the TV when every cricket match very minutely, and they can copy their heroes, their cricketing heroes. So students, I hope you have enjoyed the history of this entertaining sports, and if you want, you can research on it more by yourself. So that's all for today. Thank you very much.